welcome back. We're going to talk about leadership, Jewish leadership now, and it is alive and well in the United States, no question about it. There's a great future, there's new energy, there's new creativity, and we have with us Rhoda and Ari to talk about what they've organized and put together. Rhoda's the founder of this group of professional Jews, even though the word Jewish is not in the title, I think, right?
That's correct.
And Ari's one of the participants. He's a trial lawyer, but he's not here to say guilty or not guilty as a judge would, because he's already judged this program. Rhoda, tell us, what are we talking about? What is the goals of your organization?
The goals of our organization is to create a brand new generation in Jewish leadership. We want to help to turn over Jewish leadership to the next generation, because there's a huge gap in the pipeline from 40s and 50s, people who are in their late boomers, sort of the late boomer stage, to now, to people in their 20s and 30s. And that's what we're all about, because we think this is probably the best generation yet.
I would even think the gap might even be 50 and up, and then the 30s and 40s are like the wandering Jews, and we're looking at the 20s, but there is this kind of gap, she said, that existed. Why do you think that happened?
I think that one of the biggest reasons that it happened is because the Jewish community had lots of things on its mind, and we didn't take strategic leadership and succession leadership into account as much as we should have. It wasn't in the forefront of our thinking. We had lots of other things to do, I think.
I know the great name Schusterman.
Yeah.
Lynn Schusterman's always been so supportive of Hillel and getting this young leadership going in
she's
America.
Terrific.
That's like her major commitment.
Yeah.
And so this is a kind of a program, a project that continues, and started when?
It started in 1994, and there were 4 co-founders, or 4 or 5, William Davidson, Michael Steinhardt, Lynn Schusterman and her foundation, and also the Applebaum family, and my fellow co-founder, Bob Aronson, from the president of the Federation in Detroit. In 1994, they got together and to address a huge issue in what they saw as a talent crisis in the professional Jewish community, not so much the volunteer leadership. And then they wanted to do something about it, and they came to me because I had worked for many years in this field. And I took it on, but I asked them if it was okay. Like, I only wanted to do it if we could also bring volunteers with us. You
sure you've been in this community that long? You're so relaxed. I'm not sure about that, Rhoda. We're going to have to check this out. But, you know, it's really a blessing now that we're stopping for a minute. I mean, probably the word's not stopping, but we're just looking at what is in front of us, what the horizon is, so we can plan the future. Michael Steinhardt, another great name, who's sponsored a survey on population of the Jews of America, and instead of showing that we're actually decreasing below the 6 million level to 5.5 or 5.7 million, we're actually, his survey showed we're above 7 million, that we're actually increasing. So these are mavericks, aren't they?
Both of them.
I think you're mavericks. The names you mentioned are mavericks. You're out of the box.
We try.
Are you out of the box, Ari?
I'm out of the box. I mean, I'm not, because I chose a program. I chose to be involved in a program in a national community that looks at the current situation and says that there's the current leadership training for volunteer leaders, for lay leaders and for professional leaders as well, is inadequate. And we have to, in a sense, it's not even reinventing the wheel. It's saying, what kind of wheels are we going to use? It's looking very strategically and very in great detail at the problems facing the Jewish community and the next 30, 40 years. And how do we build leadership that will then build new leadership? It's part of a process, and that's what's so impressive about it.
Well, for our viewers across the country, I guess your concept here is to find new leaders. To surface some of these people, right?
Yeah, we want to surface them, and we also want to identify those who are doing great stuff and help deepen their leadership so that we create a large pool that's very diverse with all kinds of experience all over the country. And that's our goal, to create a talent pool for the Jewish community that will turn it around.
So we have an end of October event in Los Angeles, in Santa Monica actually, inviting some of those people out in our audience who might want to find out what this is all about so they can strengthen their Jewish identity and their leadership roles and who they are. What's going to happen at that
It's called Think Tank 3, and it's a national conference, but we don't call it a conference, we call it a think tank, because that's really what it is. And we actually, once you actually walk in the door, it's called a flat zone, meaning that everyone has something to offer, everyone has things that they can learn from one another. We'll have about 150 who we call talent, people like Ari, professionals and volunteers, their 20s and 30s, and another at least 100 volunteers and professional leaders. And we'll be looking at all the deep issues, brainstorming new ways of thinking about dealing with them, leadership techniques, lots of good learning Jewish thought.
Absolutely.
I want to thank the two of you for being here, and we'll see you in Santa Monica at the end of October.
And you'll be with us.
And we'll take a little dive into the Pacific Ocean.
Maybe.
Well, maybe I'll watch you doing that, because you're young. Well, thank you for being with us. Happy New Year to you, too.